news on the screen, which is Fortis Healthcare, and the offer from the Hero Group is an improved binding offer. I'll just read out those flashes for the benefit of our viewers in one go. Munjals and Burmans seek to invest 1,500 crores directly into Fortis. Hero Munjals Burmans seek to invest directly into the company, and this is the breakup. They offer to invest 750 crores upfront in Fortis and offer to invest about 500 crores via preferential issue of shares. The interesting twist is that the new offer from the Hero Group is valid for 5 working days. So, counting today, that would be till Wednesday next week. And yeah, that's it. They are also looking at investing 250 crores via warrants in Fortis. This is, you know, as I say, you add masala to a movie, to a dish. It's crazy how it's going.
No, the point what we were discussing, Tanveer, yesterday, that if there are multiple suitors, then the price had to change for Fortis, because if everyone is so keen to acquire the underlying business of Fortis, then the franchise value of Fortis was so strong. I was surprised that all the 5 bids which had come out, they were pretty much in the same range of about 150 rupees to 160 rupees per share. For me, the front runners are still 2, which is TBG Manipal and Munjal and the Burmans. One is offering you a merger, which is that they will merge Fortis into the existing business and create India's largest hospital chain. The Burman and the Munjals, they are trying to act more like a white knight, where they will infuse capital. They have a limited experience of running the hospital chain, so they want to come. So for them, this may just be a strategic investment, but financial investment. But for TPG Manipal, I guess they bring on board a lot of experience. They've done their due diligence. They have a deep understanding of how the healthcare business would move. So in terms of an preference, I may not be surprised if the board may just decide to tilt towards TPG and Manipal, and minority shareholders may just vote for them, because at 155, 160 rupees per share, the open offer also has been much better than what everyone thought.
No, and there's already some work has gone into that deal, Nikunj. Some research has gone into that deal. They were the first takers. A lot of diligence must have already happened till a certain stage. I don't know how the other bidders will be reviewed and in what light, but this is really Kahani Mein twist sort of a scenario, which can seem entertaining from the outside, but I'm sure it's a very confusing situation within. Dipan Mehta joins in with his perspective on the markets as always. Dipan, we have to start off with the news at hand, which is Munjals and Burmans have upped their bid for Fortis. There's another 5th bidder in the fray. But I think Nikunj made an important point. It's not even about being competitive on the pricing front. Logically, it makes sense given what the Manipal Group and TPG are offering, as 2 entities, one of course a strategic, the other financial, to the deal. It just feels right that they go with them.
So the question is what basically on Fortis or on the deal? I didn't get the question actually.
It unfolding.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
I was just asking you to review the situation as it's unfolding for Fortis. Every day there's new news coming in. How do you see the end game to this news flow?
See, obviously the end game is that one of the suitors will eventually buy Fortis. The company is in play, it is up for sale, and just as we have seen with all these NCLT cases, there will be a finality about who eventually owns this company. But what is in it for minority shareholders, that is more important, because you and I cannot bid for Fortis as promoters. And as promoters, as a overall acquisition, their thought processes and their parameters are different when it comes to acquiring a solid business like that of Fortis. But that minority shareholders, you really have to review what is in it for you, whether the company's past track record, its potential, its growth rates, its present valuation justify low enough for you to make the entry. And I don't think that from a minority shareholder point of view there is much to gain by buying shares of Fortis. On the whole, the industry has not been that great. If you look at the performance of, say, Apollo Hospital, which has been around for a very long time, growth has stagnated over there, and it has been a big underperformer versus the market. some of the newer listings like Narayan Rudalay or Healthcare Global for that matter, or some of the other hospital companies also have not really delivered in terms of investor returns or in terms of financial performance. So on the whole, our view on the sector is not that great. It is a sector which requires very high investment, low ROIs, high gestation period, and there's intense competition, which means that there's a degree of volatility in earnings as well, and then there's government interference and regulation, as we have seen when it comes to pricing of certain operations or certain medical devices. So given the entire scenario, I don't think that that's a particular sector which investors need to be overweight in. So whatever happens in Fortis, I think it's great for traders, because they will trade on the news and depending upon price volume action, try and make money on the momentum. But from a long-term investment, I think it's best to give Fortis a pass at this point of time. There are many other great stories in consumer-oriented businesses which investors can pursue, where there is secular structural growth momentum, and they can expect to earn returns anywhere from 15 to 25% over a 2-3 year period, and cannot say the same for Fortis.
All right, we'll bring fresh update now, really depending on what the board is going to decide. We can argue both ways whether the deal is good for, from a minority shareholder standpoint, whether the TPG Manipal deal is good or Munjals Burmans deal is good. Every deal has a merit and every deal has its plus and minus. So let's move away from Fortis and talk about what is going on in India Bull group of companies. And Dipan, what is the underlying what is the underlying reason why India Bull group of companies are rising in a synchronized manner? From India Bull Real Estate to India Bull Housing Finance, from India Bull Ventures to Soral Infra, everything and anything which is part of India Bull group, those stocks have seen a massive re-rating in last 1 year.
I think is price earning multiple expansion taking place across the group. They have had their issues with corporate governance in the past, and the street really doesn't completely believe that the group in terms of corporate governance standards is by far the best, which is why for many years the stock prices of the group companies were very